Okay guys, so we're doing 2.5 today. This is the beginning of proofs, which we will do proofs every day for the rest of the semester. So it's really important that you get out on a good, set out on a good foot, okay? These are algebraic proofs today because this will help you. You already know how to do the algebra, so it'll help you learn how to do proofs. And then in a few days, we'll add in geometric proofs. So this notes today, we're just doing the first 2 pages of it. So the first sentence says, if you start with a valid statement and each logical step is true or valid, then your conclusion is valid. So all we're going to do is work problems that you already know how to work. You're just going to justify each step as you do it. So this is nothing new math-wise, it's just explaining your work as you work it. Okay? An important part of writing a proof is giving justifications to show that every step is valid. Giving justifications to show that every step is valid. Okay, these justifications will be definitions, postulates, properties, or given information. And by given information, I mean what they told you in the problem. Okay, this is where all those postulates and vocabulary definitions that we've had over the last 2 chapters become very important. And with each chapter, we add more definitions and postulates and things of that nature. So they just keep building and building, so it's important that you learn them as we go through the chapter. Okay, I want you to stop right here and flip over to your vocabulary chart, and I want to discuss the properties of equality with you, okay? Alright, so most of these you already know, like addition. If you add C to both sides, you haven't really done anything. Plus 5 and plus 5, it didn't do anything. Same thing with subtraction and multiplication. You can add multiply C to each side of the equation and it keeps the equation the same. Division, you can divide by the same number on each side and it will keep the thing the same. The new ones are these 3 right here: reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Okay, reflexive is like a mirror. The same thing equals itself. Symmetric is when you're symmetric across the equal sign. You can flip back and forth across the equal sign. If A equals B, then B equals A. If X equals 5, then 5 equals X. You can flip them over. Okay. Transitive property is kind of like the bridge that we learned with syllogism. If A equals B and B equals C, then I don't need B as my bridge anymore. I can just go directly from A to C. Okay, there's a quick, easy way to remember these, and I remember it goes alphabetical. RST, if you're going to do reflexive, you just need one object. See here, A is equal to A, that's just one object. For symmetric, you need 2 objects. If A is equal to B, then B is equal to A. So A and B are your 2 objects. And for transitive, you'll need 3 objects. You'll need A and B and C. Okay, so reflexive is 1, symmetric is 2, and transitive is 3. RST, 1, 2, 3. So you can just count how many objects you have. Okay, and then substitution, you know, anytime you can just switch in anything if it's equal. Okay, so here we go with the problems. So example 1, solve the equation 4m minus 8 if m is equal to negative 12. Okay, so what you're going to do, these are going to mostly be in the 2-column style, where everything on the left is you actually working the problem, and everything on the right is you explaining what you did. So this problem, this equation 4m minus 8 equals negative 12 was given to me in the problem. So I write given or given equation. Then I just begin to solve like I normally would. I would add 8 to both sides to get all the numbers together. Well, what did I do? I added. So this is the addition property of equality. And you can abbreviate, but you have to have all of that, not just shortcut. Then I'm going to simplify. 4m is equal to negative 4. Okay, so I simplified, so I need to tell them what I did. Simplify. Then I need to get the 4 off, so I will divide both sides by 4. So what did I do? I used the division property of equality when I divided. And last one, I'm going to simplify. If you will just ask yourself before you do anything, what did I just, or after you did it, what did I just do? Oh, I added. Oh, I simplified. I divided. Then all you have to do is write it out to the side. Don't get freaked out by this. Okay? Pause here, take a second, and do the second one by yourself. Okay? Check it out. 1/2 t is equal to -7. That's the given equation. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 2. So that would be multiplication property of equality. And then I simplify. T is equal to -14. You'll notice a pattern as you go through these. After you do each property of equality, the very next step will be to simplify. So almost every other answer should be simplified. Okay. Example 2. What is the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit when it is 15 degrees Celsius? So the equation for converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit is already here. That's given to you. Okay. The next thing I would want to do would be I would want to plug in 15 for C. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, well what did I do here? I plugged in. So what is that in math speak? That would be the substitution property of equality. Now you have to be careful between substitution and subtraction. So when you abbreviate substitution, you need the ST. Because if you just put sub, I don't know if you're subtracting or substituting. So be careful with that. Okay, so from here we can simplify. And this is your choice on how you want to solve this. Some people would want to distribute, so you would use the distributive property. I myself would just prefer to get rid of this 5/9 before I even get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply each side of the equation by the reciprocal, which would be 9/5. So what did I do? I multiplied, so multiplication property of equality, to both sides of the equation. Then I'm just going to simplify. So this 9/5 cancels with this 5/9. This 5 goes to a 1, 15 goes to a 3. So when I simplify, I have 27 is equal to F minus 32. Okay, so multiplying by the reciprocal actually makes the problem easier because now you've gotten rid of your fraction, and whereas if you had distributed, now you've got more and more fractions. So this actually works out better most of the time. So from here, I would want to add 32 to both sides. So what did I use? I used the addition property of equality. And then I'm going to simplify. So F is equal to 59 degrees. Okay. If you prefer to write your answer F is equal to 59 degrees this way, then you just need to add that last step of symmetric property of equality to show that all you did was flip them around. Okay, good.